Good afternoon, YouTube. Matt M. Roy back again. Back to you with the review on my newest acquisition. This is the HP laptop that I picked up at a garage sale a few weeks back. I didn't tell you guys what I paid for it then because I kind of wanted to save this for this particular video. I actually got this laptop at the garage sale for $25. That's right, guys, I kid you not, $25. The person that was selling it just really wanted to get rid of it. They got a brand new MacBook Pro and they didn't really care. They just basically, I call that the I want it out of my house price, so I had to snap it up. What I'm going to do is show you guys the spec sheet on this computer, and then we'll go over some of the ports and the features of this particular laptop. This is, and I wasn't sure about the model number, basically it's hidden under the battery compartment, but this is the HP 17p161dx notebook. We'll go ahead and down to the specifications. This actually has a AMD quad-core A-10 7300 APU. So yes, this is the APU, which means this has the video card and the CPU all in one. This particular one runs it between 1.9 gigahertz and 3.4 gigahertz, depending on your processing needs. So it kind of has that speed step technology. I'm not sure. I think AMD calls it something else, but forgive me, I don't remember off the top of my head. The display on this is a 17.3-inch diagonal HD. It's got the Bright View WLED backlit display. It's at 1600 by 900, so not full 1080p HD, but close. And I will say that the Bright View technology definitely helps. Most laptops that I've had in the past, you cannot use out in bright sunlight. This one you actually can. If you stick this out in bright sunlight, it's not going to be comfortable. You'll still have a hard time reading it, but you still will be able to read it. This has 6 gigabytes of DDR3L. I'm not sure what the L stands for. SD RAM, 2 DIMMs. Now, this particular system, as I will show you on the crucial memory sheet, can go up to 16 gigabytes total. And I may be upgrading this in the near future. Not really sure yet. A hard drive is a 1 terabyte, 5400 RPM. Again, that's going to stay in there for now. If I get some extra money this summer, I may go ahead and stick an SSD in there. But for now, this is perfectly fine. Alright, the graphics card in this is the AMD Radeon R6 graphics. Again, because it's the APU, that's really what you're going to have. You're not going to be having an NVIDIA card in here. This is kind of funny. Battery life up to 4 hours. The battery life on these HP laptops is atrocious. I have tested this, and the most I can get out of this is 2.5 hours. And that's if I have the brightness down to about 35%, and I'm not doing any media intensive applications like watching YouTube videos or surfing Facebook, which is primarily what I do. So I just find that as a joke. I don't know how they ever got 4 hours of battery life out of these computers. It does have the dual layer DVD burner. Product weight, it is very light. It's only 6.24 pounds, and for a 17-inch laptop, that is extremely light. Full-sized keyboard, and it does have a numeric keypad, which I'll show you guys in a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and turn to the back here. I wanted to show you what Crucial says. If you guys have one of these computers, again, it is the HP 17-P161dx. According to Crucial's website, you can put a maximum of 16 gigabytes of memory. Now that's 2 slots, so what you would have to do is replace what's in here, because I can almost guarantee to get the 6 gigabytes here, they probably have one 4 gigabyte stick and one 2 gigabyte stick. So you'd actually have to replace both of those with 8 gigabyte sticks to get to the full 16 gigabyte. But again, for most people, that's probably okay. I know I'll probably do that eventually. So let's go ahead and look at the front here. On the front of this computer, you have absolutely nothing. There are no ports whatsoever. Turning to the side, if you look down here, let's see if I can get a better angle on the camera. Alright, I got the bowl to help prop that up. On the side here, you can see I have the first light there is your power light. Next to that is your hard drive activity light. You have a headphone jack. No mic jack is available on this particular laptop. USB 3.0 slot right there, just one on the right hand side. And the rest of this side is taken up by the dual layer DVD burner. Not a Blu-ray. Blu-ray was not an option in this particular laptop, though. I have heard that some of the other higher end HP laptops, especially the ones that had the Intel processors, you could opt to get a Blu-ray drive installed. Again, on the back, absolutely no ports. This is where the battery is. I will say this, the hinges on here tend to be a point of failure on these. One thing you can do to help that is don't jerk the screen up and down quickly when you open it. Go ahead and do it lightly. You know, don't be rough with it. Pretty much all these newer laptops are not made very well anymore, and I'd go as far as to say they make them like crap now. They use plastic everything. You don't find any metal hinges for the most part anymore unless you buy a business class system. So treat the computer right, and it'll also treat you right. On this side here, we have the AC in. This is I believe a 19.5 volt, 3.42 amp adapter, so very typical for a laptop. Here you have the Kensington lock port. This is your Ethernet 10/100 1000 gigabit Ethernet port. Got a fairly decent sized grill for cooling. Now, I must say I'm very impressed with this computer. For being an AMD and they're famous for overheating, this computer seems to do okay. Have not had any overheating issues with this. Got HDMI out, two more USB 3.0 ports, and finally your SD card reader. So a decent array of ports on this computer. By no means is it full featured, but good enough for the average user, I would say. Alright, now that I've opened it, you can see the keyboard. It is your standard laptop chiclet style keyboard. It's nothing fancy, nothing even remotely like the Model M IBM keyboards that I am so fond of, but decent to type on. I still wish with more modern laptops they would have a higher cap on the numbers, especially the letters, because it's very hard when you're typing. It's very easy to by mistakenly hit the other key right next to it. So if they kind of raise these up a little bit, that would pretty much solve the problem. But they just do this because they say it looks good, and that's what people are more worried about, how things look nowadays rather than how they actually function in real life. You can see it does have the numeric keypad here. One thing I really do like about this laptop is the placement of the speakers. The speakers are actually up here, right under the screen, and I like that because when you're trying to play music or listen to something, say you're watching a YouTube video listening to a speech, the angle of the sound is perfect. It actually comes right out you, and if you look closely, you can see the speakers are kind of concaved up in the back, and that kind of helps project the sound towards you. So even though laptop speakers are inherently weak, and I must say these aren't the highest quality ones I've ever heard, the fact that they're placed in the right position more than makes up for their lack of fidelity. Well, let's go ahead and boot the computer up. I'll go ahead and show you guys the boot time. It's not bad, especially considering this is a conventional hard drive and not an SSD. Yeah, of course, if this was an SSD, this would have probably been booted up for about 10 seconds already. This is actually taking a little bit longer because I'm running off of battery power. When it's on the AC adapter, it'll boot up maybe about 25 to 30% faster than this. Alright, so I'll go ahead and put my pin in here. And once it gets to this point, it really doesn't take too much longer to fully boot. Alright, now that I'm booted into the operating system, I can go ahead and show you guys that this one indeed conforms to the specs on the data sheet. Nothing has been changed on this computer. I believe this is even the original operating system because the previous owner, at least the original installation, because the previous owner didn't really put anything on the computer. It almost seems like he just purchased the computer, maybe watched a couple of videos online and then decided to get a Mac, which I think had a lot to do with the fact that he was supposedly going into law school, and after he purchased this they said, oh no, we'd much rather you have a Mac, it'd be a lot better for the programs you're going to be running. So I guess his loss is my gain. Alright, I'm just waiting for the system specs to populate here. But once again, it's running Windows 10 Home, and that is the operating system this came with. This computer, from what I can tell, was actually manufactured sometime in February of this year. Once again, you can see that it's the AMD A-10 7300. Now, interestingly enough, this computer is almost identical to the other HP I purchased from Best Buy a month or two ago, except for the fact this uses the DDR3 memory, whereas the other one I have uses the newer DDR4 memory. So definitely notice a little bit of a speed increase with the other computer because of that. But once again, this one is more than capable of handling the day-to-day tasks that I can put at it. And this is definitely going to be my backup for the Dell XPS 8700, basically my Windows editing system backup. I'm trying to see, I don't remember what kind of hard drive. I think this had a C, oh no, this is the HGST, so this is like a IBM DeskStar style hard drive, but this is the new one. I think Toshiba might own them now, but I'll have to see how it goes. I haven't really had good luck in the past with HGST hard drives, though I did look this particular one up, and it has actually had some good ratings. Oddly enough, with this computer though, guys, there is no internal Bluetooth, which I thought was kind of odd, but I've remedied that problem by going online and purchasing one of these. This was literally $1.99 with free shipping. This is a little USB Bluetooth dongle that I just keep in the side of the computer here. And when I need to hook up one of my Bluetooth devices, either a keyboard, usually with this it's one of my Bluetooth speakers, as long as this is plugged in, it works just like if it had regular built-in Bluetooth. Another thing I like is the way that it's concave like that. I can have this and my other dongles in for my keyboard and mouse, and this still will fit in the case. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the review of this laptop. I'm hoping to get to do some more benchmarking with it. I don't know when I'll be able to get to that. But we'll see what happens. I really enjoy doing these reviews. I haven't been able to do as many computer reviews lately as I would have liked to, but that's going to change here in the near future. Please remember to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.